If you bought a new Garmin watch and you're trying to find your way around the Garmin Connect app, you've landed at the right video. Now this is part 3 of the Garmin Connect app tutorial for beginners, where I go through the bottom section of the app covering various tabs as well as additional settings. Now if you're looking for part 1 of this tutorial, where I go through connecting your watch for the very first time to the Garmin Connect app, notifications, user settings as well as device settings, make sure you click on the pop-out banner or on the link in the description below. Let's start with part 3 of this tutorial, and make sure you keep watching, as there's one secret feature within this tutorial that will help you keep track of your workout gear. Let's start this tutorial with challenges. Now these challenges at the top are set by Garmin and they change every month. You can open any one of them to see a few more details on how to complete those challenges and view the badge that you will receive when you complete it. You can also now start an expedition, which is completing a legendary hike or climb by tracking your daily steps or the number of floors climbed. By selecting See All, you can either filter for hikes or climbs and join any one of these challenges. If you join a Garmin group, challenges set by those groups will also appear here as My Challenges, and you'll see your ranking within those groups by opening each one of those challenges. You can also create a challenge that you and your friends can compete in, provided your friends also have Garmin devices and you're connected with each other on the Garmin Connect app. I'll show you where to find connections and friends in a moment. Now moving on to the calendar tab, it's pretty simple here. You can see any scheduled workouts, coaching activities or other events here. You can essentially use this as your training calendar by planning your activities or workouts in advance and trying to stick to that workout regime as best as you can. I'll show you how to add workouts to the calendar activity shortly. Now these colors here are events or activities that you can choose to display in the calendar. So by selecting the filters in the top right corner, you can choose what to show in the calendar. You can keep it nice and simple by just keeping scheduled activities, or add other events if you'd like to. Now by default, you will see your own calendar here. But if you join a group or community within the Garmin Connect app, you'll see the small drop-down arrow which you can open the calendars for and see what events those groups or communities have planned. Now the news feed tab is pretty basic. It shows mainly your completed activities, which you can choose to share with your connections or groups if you'd like to. Now selecting more on the bottom right corner of the app will reveal some more tabs that you can actually add onto the bottom of the app. But you can only do this with 3 tabs at a time. Activities groups your exercises under these categories and provides some more details if you're interested in, say, the number of miles you ran in the last 4 weeks. You can also view your personal records in each category here. The steps, floors, and intensity minutes are exactly the same as we saw earlier in part 2 of this tutorial, so you don't really need to look at any of these again. Golf is something I don't really play, so I'll leave a link in the description below of another YouTube video that might help you with this. Moving on to health stats, most of these are exactly the same as we saw in part 1 and part 2 of this tutorial, except for fitness age, which is an estimate how fit you are compared to your actual age. Now you need to enter certain information in the app for it to estimate your fitness age. Select health and then how to get fitness age for more guidance on this. Now I've been receiving fitness age data by wearing my watch 24/7, having my height entered in profile and entering my weigh-ins regularly. You might get a more accurate reading if you use a smart scale that can measure your body fat percentage, but you don't really need to, as you can make do with just your weight and height as a rough estimate. The other data that's new here is health snapshot, which only certain Garmin watches are capable of capturing. Now this is basically a 2-minute reading of your health that is recorded as a report here for you to view later on. Okay, coming out of health stats, we can move on to performance stats, and this shows VO2 Max and power curve. Now VO2 Max is an indication of your cardiovascular fitness, and your Garmin watch uses heart rate and exercise data to estimate your VO2 Max. The power curve here is relevant if you're cycling and using specialist bike meters to measure cycling power output. You can scroll down for more guidance on this. Training and planning is where you can find workouts from Garmin's own catalog, create your own workouts and schedule them in your calendar. Now, if you, like me, sometimes struggle to find a decent workout, selecting Find a Workout will open a large library of workouts at different levels, ranging from beginner to advanced. You can filter these exercises to narrow them down to your level, duration, or goals. Let's pick intermediate for up to 60 minutes here. I can select this 45-minute leg day workout, and scrolling down shows me a heat map of the key muscles I'll be working on. And that's not it. It'll give me a breakdown of the exercises with the number of reps. And if I select an exercise, it also shows me an animation of how to actually perform that exercise with some tips at the bottom of the video. Now, I think that's really cool, and it can help you if you're looking for some guidance on the right form for some of the exercises. Now, once you found the workout you like, you can select Save, which will enable this option to transfer the workout to your Garmin watch if it is compatible to do so. And you can select this icon on the top right corner of the app to do this. You can also add it to your calendar by selecting these three dots and then Add to Calendar. Now, if I go back to my calendar within the app, and you'll see here 8th of February, there I can see my scheduled leg day workout. You can also create custom workout by selecting this plus sign, picking a category, and then adding your exercise there. Now, once you've saved a workout, you can transfer this to your watch just like the previous step. Here, you can also add benchmarks to your exercises. Now, this is a helpful way to scale the weights you lift in each set based on the maximum 1 rep weight you can lift for that exercise. Now, don't worry if you don't know the maximum weight you can lift for an exercise. What you can do is, say for a bench press, simply open the exercise, enter the number of reps you normally do for a given weight, and then enter the weight, and the app will estimate your benchmark 1 rep max for you. You can then add related exercise to your benchmark to try and improve your ability to increase your weights during workouts. Some more detailed guidance is available under the help section here. Let's talk about training plans. Now, Garmin Connect has inbuilt plans for running and cycling where you can get personalized coaching for your goals. For example, if you wish to do a 5K run in one go, you can pick running, then Garmin Coach 5K, which will show you some more information on the plan, and you can then enter some information to set up the plan and pick one of the available coaches. The plans here are based on pre-recorded videos from these coaches, and after each session, the app analyzes your performance and provides a confidence level of you achieving your goals. I've tried Coach Galloway's 5K plan here, and he shared some really nice tips like the cadence drills and the run walk run strategy, which has really benefited my running times. Okay, races and events is where you can find official races being organized in your area, which you can join and add to your calendar. It's really that simple. Courses are paths along which you can cycle, run, or hike. You can either choose automatic for the app to build the course for you based on a starting point on the map, or you can create one yourself. Now, I've been using this regularly to plan my runs as I like running in different areas if I can. Moving on to PacePro. Now, this is where you can plan your strategy for a specific race distance. You can do this by selecting a course that you've created or one that is available nearby on the map, or by picking a race distance. So say if I wanted to do a 10K, I can either choose my goal time or my goal pace. Say I pick my time as 55 minutes and hit next. I can now see this graph here that moves with the pacing strategy I pick. Positive strategy means I run faster at the start of the run and slower towards the end, and negative means slower at the start and faster towards the end. I know I run faster at the start, so I'll try to slide this towards the left, and I can see my minimum pace now is recommended as 7 minutes and 55 seconds per mile at the start of the run, which then increases to 9 minutes 49 seconds per mile towards the end. I can save the strategy and transfer it to a compatible watch. You can find a list of PacePro compatible watches on Garmin's website, and I'll leave a link in the description below that you can check out. Segments are virtual races that let you compare your performance against your own past activities, connections, or the entire Garmin community. You can search for segments by tapping on the top right search bar or by connecting your Strava account to Garmin Connect. Now, if you'd like to learn how to connect your Strava account to the Garmin Connect app, I'll be posting a video really soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that video. Okay, gear is where you can actually track the life of your workout gear, and many Garmin users don't know about this hidden feature. You can track your shoes, bikes, and other equipment to see its usage over time till it's retired. And I think it's a really cool feature which I don't think I've seen in other apps. You can add gear by tapping the Add button in the top right corner and entering the details. You can see examples here of my hiking boots and new running shoes. You can also associate a particular gear to a specific activity. So For example, I've associated these Mindel Orlando shoes to hiking, so whenever I go for a hike, the number of miles I've completed are automatically allocated to these Orlando shoes. Insights are an interesting way to see how you compare with the rest of the Garmin users in your own age group. So for example, this is telling me that I log more sleep than 37% of other male users aged between 30 and 34 years. Okay, so if any of your friends are also Garmin users, you can find them using connections. You can either search for them via their username or by connecting your Garmin account to social media or by sending them an invite directly. Now, groups are communities within the Garmin ecosystem, and it's a supportive environment where people celebrate each other's achievements and like each other's posts. Contacts show your Garmin Connect contacts that you can use to share your live tracking information and send SOS messages to. To do this, simply pick contacts from your phone's list and they will be added here to the Connect list. Safety and tracking is where you can help pick an emergency contact if you'd like to send them emergency messages. To do this, select safety features, check if your information is correct, then pick your emergency contact from the lists here. The app will then send a text message to them requesting their acceptance to become the emergency contact. Assistance and incident detection features are enabled by default, and you can disable them from each activity on your Garmin watch if you wish to. Now, Live Track is a feature where Garmin Connect will send links to your live location to your chosen contact by email. This is a really good way to inform someone of your whereabouts if you're going on a long hike, for example, in a remote area. To do this, tap on the three dots on the top right corner, then settings, turn the email option on and then add a recipient. For added safety, you can leave the live tracking session visible for 24 hours after it has ended. So if you really do get lost in a forest somewhere and your phone runs out of battery, your last live location and route will still be visible for 24 hours after that, so the rescue team can try to locate you. Okay, golf. Now there's a video linked in the description below that will help you out with golf. We've covered the Garmin devices already, so if you'd like to check that out, make sure you click on the pop-out banner or on the link in the description below for part 1 of this tutorial. Okay, settings. We've covered the first 2 settings already in part 1 and part 2 of this tutorial, so we won't be repeating those again. The theme is really simple. You can choose either a light mode or a dark mode for your app. Notifications let you choose what type of notifications you'd like to receive from Garmin Connect on your phone and email, and also what apps you want to allow to notify you on your Garmin watch. The phone permission settings let you choose Garmin Connect's access to various phone features and apps, which we looked at in part 1 of this tutorial. Connected apps is where you can connect third-party apps like MyFitnessPal and Strava to Garmin Connect, and I'll be posting a video on this really soon on my channel. And that marks the end of the Garmin Connect app tutorial for beginners. Now, if you've not seen parts 1 and 2 of this tutorial, I'll leave the links in the description below for you to check them out. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel for future updates and more videos on watches and wearables. See you in the next one.